So one way that I've been able to really improve my overall drawing skill, and one way that you can improve yours too, is with master studies. You can use the expert knowledge that past and present artists have utilized within your artwork to not only improve your drawings and your art, but to inspire you too. So within this video, I'm going to share 5 tips to help you whilst you're doing your own master studies. You'll be able to create better master studies, get more out of these master studies, and also my tips that I've learned throughout the years to really help you succeed. So without further delay, let's get into the first tip. My first tip is to not just copy, but study. So there is a big difference between copying an artist's artwork to studying their artwork. If you're just copying it, you're not really thinking about why they produced the marks that they did, or you're not really going to the minds of these artists. But in contrast, studying is a lot different. By studying these artworks, you're really taking note of the marks that they're making, the colours that they used, to really going into the minds of these artists. You'll be putting notes and annotations next to these studies, which I highly recommend, so you can really submerge yourself in these studies. You'll get way more out of these master studies by actually studying their artworks. So don't just sit there and just copy an artwork just to inspire you, because you won't get that much out of it. Really submerge yourself in these artworks. So tip number 2 is to pick artists that you love and inspires you and motivates you. So instead of just picking artists for the sake of producing master studies, think about artists that you love. So for me, it's artists like Monet to Rembrandt to Van Gogh to David Hockney. And for me, those really inspire me because of their colours and their use of marks on a page. But for you, it might be completely different. You would want to pick artists that you absolutely love. So when you're actually taking part in these master studies, it'll be a lot easier to motivate you, and also you'll get way more out of it. So definitely pick artists that you love. My third tip is to pick one theme or subject per master study. For example, if you wanted to improve your head drawings, you would select maybe Rembrandt to study. If you wanted to improve your colour, you would go to Van Gogh, or you would go to Turner to help you improve that aspect. Or if you wanted to improve your overall drawing expressiveness, you might go to Van Gogh, for example. Just pick one subject or topic per master study, and this will really help you zone in on the areas that these artists worked on, and you'll get out more from these master studies, and it will take you out from copying to actually studying. My fourth tip is to ask questions, analyse techniques and also methods whilst you're studying these artworks. So whilst you're studying them, keep asking yourself questions throughout, analyse the techniques that they used, and also try and use the same medium that these masters used. So if you're studying a pencil portrait, try and use a pencil. If you're studying a pen, use a pen. If you're studying a gouache painting, I recommend studying with gouache. It's perfectly fine to use different mediums for master studies, but this makes you get the most out of it. So studying their techniques, studying their methods, really get into the minds of why these artists created the artworks that they did, will help you get way more out of them. Final tip is to take through what you learnt and apply it to an artwork of your choosing. So say if you learnt about, say, Rembrandt's head studies, a great idea would be to go on to a free stock website like Unsplash, for example, downloading a head photograph and utilising what you've learnt in your head study into a fresh and original piece that has been inspired by Rembrandt's piece. This will really get you into the heart of what you've learnt, and it will actually take you back from just copying to actually studying that piece. As you're creating a fresh piece, which is not actually just copying, you'll be able to learn way more. So for another example, maybe you can paint a landscape which you've been inspired by, but in the colours of Turner. Maybe you can use the colours of Van Gogh in your own self-portrait. There's so many different ways that you can take what you've learnt into a fresh piece, and then you can actually utilise what you've learnt in a few aspects of that piece and then take it through to your finished artworks in the future. The more you do of these master studies, the more you'll be able to learn what you love. You'll be able to learn the techniques that these artists use and then take it through to your own artwork. So to summarise, I want you to study but not copy. I want you to pick artists and artworks that you absolutely love. I want you to pick one theme or subject per master study. I want you to analyse the techniques and really get into the minds of these artists. And then my fifth tip was to learn exactly all the things that you've learnt from these master studies into your own fresh artwork.